What's up, guys? I'm here to do a really quick crypto update. I know I haven't been here all week. The main reason I haven't been here is because I was banging on about the 106 to 107.5K area for a pivot for weeks and weeks and weeks. That came. Now that the pivot's here, should be in the trade and we should all be chill, just waiting for market structure to change. So it hasn't really been necessary for me to be here. But secondary to that, in case you're not aware, I live in the UAE. In the UAE, we've had some wires get damaged or whatever that runs the internet here. So it's been very, very difficult. I can't get onto any of the websites that I use for editing. I can't get onto a lot of the websites that I use for trading. So it's difficult, and it may mean that my content style has to change a little bit for now. That's fine. If that's what it is, that's what it is. So we will learn and adapt. But the reason that I'm forcing it today is because now that we got those pivot entries, prices in a very key area that, well, it's been one of my areas to look for potential reversals. Plus we got CPI coming up. So I want to go over all of that with you now, bearing in mind most of this is naked TA because, like I said, I don't have access to the normal other programs that I use that assist my trading. Not that I need it, because I can pretty much use price action alone. So anyway, moral of the story is, like I said, we've got CPI coming up a bit later. Hopefully this video will be out before the CPI. But for me, the 4-hour time frame on basically everything is the time frame that has my attention right now. And I do see some potentially good setups. And if CPI causes a pullback, that could give you entries to some really good trades. That's what I want to show you. First of all, I want to talk about Bitcoin, however, because we're not out of the woods yet. Even though we hit my initial target, you may or may not know that I did have a whole zone target, right? So I was talking about this major liquidity between, like I said, 106 to 107.5. That's right here. And we bounced off basically the top of that zone, which is great. However, it does mean that liquidity has currently been left behind. Why would it get left behind? In two circumstances. Number one, we're extremely bullish, which usually you will see that in the price action. Extremely bullish does not look like this. Number two, they're coming for it later. So what do they need to come for it? Usually it's going to be a news event. Could be CPI, like I'm not sure if CPI is going to be dramatic enough to take it down here. It could be FOMC in a week's time. Like it may be that we continue a fake out into FOMC. Who knows? It could even just be another news event that we don't even know. It's a surprise event we didn't see coming. So it really could be anything. We need to be aware that that liquidity is still there. However, on smaller time frames, we did have this head and shoulders at the top of that zone, and we have been slowly creeping up throughout the week. Now we're in my area of interest, which is where we need to reassess what's going on and see, do we stay in those long positions? Do we lock in profits? Do we get ready to bag flip? So the reason why this is my area of interest is simply because of this red vector candle right here. This is where the market heavily fell away back in the 24th of August. And now price is back in the zone. Now, usually when price returns to that zone, if it's going to reject, it won't hang out in the zone for a long time. So at this point in time, we have about 5 4-hour candles that have hung out in the zone. So that's one thing to be aware of. But like I said, it could be that we're just consolidating here because of CPI a bit later today. So therefore, now that the 4-hour is in my zone of interest, I want to just tell you how I am managing my Bitcoin trade. So going down to the 1-hour time frame, when I have a look at the 1-hour time frame, it does look to me that the 3 rises on the 1 hour are complete. However, we're consolidating here. So after the 3 rises, you start to look for reversal patterns. At this point in time, there are no reversal patterns. And so when you don't see them, you just stay with the trend for as long as the trend is your friend, they say. However, again, like I said, we're leading into a news event. We need to be aware of that, and it could be possible. So there's a thing in the method that's called an extension after level 3, right? And it only ever comes prior to a news event or as a result of a news event. But if it comes as a result of a news event, it's usually a fake out. And the reason for that, when that happens, is because in the 3 rises or drops, if it's the other way, but in the 3 rises, they didn't get price up to the target that they had before issuing a reversal. They haven't trapped enough liquidity. So therefore, these levels become really important. And if you can see these numbers on my chart here, where it says 234 million, these ones here, basically, this was the liquidity at the beginning of the week. And what's happened is this move here, so this was level 3, it's taken out the first one, it's taken out the second one, but you can see it hasn't taken out the last one that's at 104,809. So if we have CPI coming up, if we don't have a reversal pattern yet because we're just consolidating and we have this high level of liquidity above, there is a high chance that we do a fake out at CPI and then potentially start a reversal there. Of course, this is all just speculating on price action. It's not a prediction as to how the CPI numbers are going to be released. That doesn't matter to me. The price tells me what's going to happen in advance. So that's what I'll be looking for. Now, if that doesn't happen and the CPI is really positive and we just keep going, fine, no worries. Like I said, we're long from 107, so we just stay there until the market structure changes. And my next targets are going to be the daily 50 fib, which is 115,937, and then will be the next daily high at 116,908. However, if I do see a fake breakout to the upside around CPI, that will probably mean that the US will reverse and give you a second chance entry. So I don't think you should try to trade the news event, but if you see a fake out at CPI, look for the US to give you a lower high or consolidate before dropping further. There's also this fast move here, so a reversal may come fast because the order books are empty through this fast move here. So now that you know that, what that means is that if the CPI does cause a reversal at some way, then two things could happen on a higher time frame. A reversal could end up giving a higher low, which would give a high time frame W formation, which would be bullish, or it could give the level 3 drop into this liquidity eventually. Not that that would happen in one day, I don't think, but if there is a reversal signal, that's where we have to assess, is this a pullback or is it a lower low? Now, I'm going to come back tomorrow. I should say quickly, I am going to come back tomorrow. I'm going to try to live stream. So I haven't done that yet. Like I said, my editing is not working. My programs that I use for trading is not working. Live streaming, I don't know if it's going to work. So I'm going to come and spend a good hour with you tomorrow. Be sure to look out for that. Same time as usual on Fridays. Today, I just really want to get this quickly out before CPI, and I want to do as minimal editing as possible so that it doesn't go on forever. So we will be able to talk about targets after CPI tomorrow. For today, I'm just telling you what to look out for before CPI actually happens. And that means I've got to talk faster so I can get this video out before it does. But what it means is that if CPI does give us a pullback, there could be some potentially really good entries on altcoins that are starting to break out. So for example, Ethereum broke out, has retested already, but there may be a second chance retest for all we know. So as you can see, it's taken this liquidity. There is more liquidity above price. So if ETH now gives a higher low, there still may be an entry to come. All of these are on the 4-hour time frame. Why am I on the 4-hour time frame? Let's just quickly go and have a look at the 15-minute this week so far. When you zoom out and have a look at the 15-minute, it has just been absolutely so choppy. Every move up has been 100% taken back. Up, 100% taken back. Up, 100% taken back. Why would you trade this? It's a waste of time. It's a way to absolutely blow your money just getting stopped out left, right, and center. When you zoom out to the 4-hour time frame, look at that. A beautiful hold of support in the 200 EMA. Learn to trade multi-time frame. I've told you this so many freaking times. It's time that people actually hear me on that one, because I know everyone tells you pick one time frame and stick to it. It's wrong. The easy trades this week have been on the 4-hour time frame. So then moving on, Litecoin was one that I gave to my community as well. We broke out. This was the retest. I told them at the retest. So that's taken off now. We'll talk about it more tomorrow. Just want to show you what's going on. Link, I am in two minds about. I still want to see this level 3. Again, I've spoken about this analysis on this channel, more detail tomorrow, but just to let you know that I will change my mind on this level 3 happening if we create a higher high from here. So we're dancing on it right now. A fake out doesn't count, but if we actually break out of this level with conviction, I will change my mind on this level 3 happening. So just letting you know about that. Solana, I know everyone's bullish on. Look, it may break out from here. I'm not 100% sure. Let's talk about this a bit more tomorrow, because at the end of the day, this was a rising bearish wedge. If we break out of this and retest and hold it, maybe that pattern will be invalidated. Let's go into more detail on Solana tomorrow. Leave it for now. At the end of the day, if you're long, it's still even though they're corrective, it's still higher highs and higher lows. They may as well stay in it. XRP, what is XRP doing? This is what I mean. Like if you are trading small time frames and you're not in on XRP, you've missed the move. However, if you're trading the 4-hour time frame, the entry is not even here yet. So, looks like we're attempting to break out now. Like I said, if the CPI gives you a false move to the upside and then a reversal, that reversal might bring XRP back into my area of interest. And if it does and it holds there, that's a higher low on the 4-hour time frame. That's a great entry. You could still go long. So look out for this sometime after CPI. Now, is it possible that it doesn't do that and that we just, from the consolidation right here, we get positive news and it just goes straight out into the upside and starts taking upper liquidity? Yes, it is. However, I'm not talking about chasing trades as soon as the candle turns green. I'm talking about getting high quality trades with really good entries. So it's absolutely possible that after this rise, we consolidate and then we just go again. Would I take that trade? Not unless the consolidation lasted a bit longer. So just like ETH, when I showed you ETH on the 4-hour time frame, how it held the 200 EMA for ages, that was a good entry. XRP hasn't held the 200 EMA for long enough for me to take an entry off consolidation. Therefore, my condition would be that it comes back into my area of interest, gives me a way better entry, way higher risk to reward, much more money to be made from. Look, I should say I'm in XRP trades. I'm always in XRP trades. I don't personally need a new trade, but if I needed a new trade, that is what I would be looking for. What else do you want? ADA, again, has broken out perfectly. A lot of these setups I have given you on this channel. So the entries hit in my area of interest perfectly. All you had to do was act on it. And right now, if you didn't act on it, it's totally okay because they were aggressive entries. The conservative entry still coming. So we've had the breakout. If we get a fake out and, might even be a 3-day reversal because it's midweek, right? So it could be a midweek reversal, could be that entries don't present until tomorrow, over the weekend, Monday next week. I'm not saying this is a today thing, but I'm saying like if CPI starts a midweek reversal, this is what to look out for over the next few days. These are going to be easy trades to get, especially where my area of interest is on Cardano because it's like basically at the 4-hour 200 EMA. Basic trade, absolutely basic trade. No need to chase it now. Let it come, let it meet your conditions for entry and then go for it, providing it gives you a higher low there. Pengu, let's just do a quick update on Pengu. So, because you guys know I've been chasing this one like it's Brad Pitt. But the moral of the story with Pengu is got everything I wanted. It literally gave me everything I wanted. We came into the zone of liquidity. We created higher lows. There was many, many chances to go long here. Hopefully most of my community are long here. And then we've broken out and now we are struggling at this. So this area of interest off a lower time frame. I think it might be off the 1 hour. So let's just have a quick look at that. Yeah, so see here. So we had this last high created, the red vector candle before price fell away. It's been retested once. That makes this area of interest a very important area of interest. So then when you go to the current price, you can see how it's struggled to get beyond it twice. So actually yesterday in Discord, I posted, I can't be bothered showing you, you're just going to have to trust me, but I posted that I was going to take a hedge short here because it was a double top at the high of the day, also in my area of interest. You're like, what more do you want? So I do have a hedge short on Pengu, but I have my long-term long, and that's all I got to say about that. But moral of the story is if Pengu comes up and breaks above the initial high of the day, so 0.034928, if it comes up and breaks above that, then I will just exit that short because I'm not trying to make money off the short. It's like I said, it's just a hedge for my long position because unrealized profits are being given back as it comes down and the short will help me make those profits. And if this comes down into potentially this area of interest, but that may be too low, I will also watch this candle right here. Either of these two areas may give me a small time frame level 3 drop, right, into the zone, something like that. Then if you didn't get Pengu with me, that will be your chance to go long there, providing the buyers step in. It's also a retest of the high of the week. Perfect. Everything's perfect. I don't even know what else to tell you. So that would be an amazing place to get an entry. And then you could ride the long with me. So that's why I'm hedging the short now because that's a pretty deep pullback. So, all right, let's talk about this more tomorrow. If you enjoyed this video, enjoyed the quick update, please be sure to smash the like button. Also, don't forget that we've got the deal going on Weeks right now where if you joined a TTC membership, which is linked down below, and you create a Weeks account using also the link in the description of this video, Weeks will give you 160 USDT bonus even without a deposit. And that is basically the cost of your first month membership. So you're essentially joining TTC for free. You get in, you get all this alpha in advance, plus you get everything from my team. Plus, you get to actually learn how to trade, and you get a gift from Weeks to help you get started in actually taking some trades and trying out this method. See you guys tomorrow. Smash the like button if you got some value.